Hey guys, Post here. Welcome back to another Pokemon Masters video, and today we're going to talk about some stuff that I didn't cover in the original Data Mine video, which actually is also Data Mine because, well, I kind of missed it, so my bad, I guess. And also, there was too much stuff going on anyway, so that's my excuse for missing it. I mean, when there's Cynthia and Garchomp, Lance coming out, Solgaleo, Eevee, all that stuff, it's relatively easy to miss some other smaller stuff. Although this is actually not small, this is actually pretty big. So, in the story co-ops, so that's what from interlude 1 to chapter 18, the story I don't know why Game Press has them ordered like this, but yeah, from interlude 1, then 11, 12, all the way up to 18, they're adding new stages, which is interesting. They're not adding them to these new chapters though. Let me just check to make sure. Chapter 20 co-op, nope, still the same, right? But they're adding new stages to the OG stages, and these stages have some really interesting stuff in them. So, let's go over to chapter 11. Let's open that, and they should all be the same. I would assume in terms of the drops. Well, the drop that we're talking about, which is the Elite Four note. So they have a 50% chance to drop an Elite Four note. So this is a new super hard difficulty on the well, not super course. Well, they call it a super course. I don't know why. On the main story co-op. So all the OG chapters are going to get a 50% chance to drop Elite Four notes. That's pretty huge, right? This is by far, I think, the highest rate for drops for Elite Four notes, like anywhere that I know of, right? So this is pretty huge. Like just in comparison to what else we got right now, the super courses on very hard only have a 30% chance to drop, and then your regular ultra hard courses have a 10% chance to drop. Although honestly, 10% sounds like a lot in comparison to like what I actually get, right? Yeah, I don't know. I just have terrible luck with these drops, but obviously Elite Four notes are super important. You need these to unlock your level caps for your sync pairs. For 5 stars, you get them all the way up to level 120. For 4 stars, 115, and then for 3 stars, you get them all the way up to level 100. So obviously very important. So this would be interesting. So looking at the different stages, we've got we got a multitude of stages, right? So we first we got Brock, and then Hau, and then Flint, and then Claire, and then Viola, and then Nanu, then Koga, then Acerola, then the Unova trio. So in terms of which ones are easier to farm in, and again, this is just more or less prediction based on the very hard, the levels of very hard, right? Does Brock have it? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Brock has it. So since Brock has it, Brock would be a really good one to farm it on, just because Brock is weak to. I'm pretty sure Tyranitar's weak to grass. Let me just really check real quick in the game, since I haven't done this one in a while, because before in Brock stage, if you actually check it, and also this site's a bit laggy, but bear with me. In Brock stage before, like, you go all the way up to very hard, and Brock stage is didn't actually drop. I think, were these supposed to drop gym leader notes? Yeah, a Brock stage didn't drop gym leader notes. I remember the other stages do. That was back when gym leader notes were actually very scarce. I think Bugsy dropped it. Like there were a few. Oh, Bugsy didn't. Well, I must have misremembered then. But yeah. Brock. Okay. Let me see. I'm finally in the game. Well, I'm not. I was always in the game, but Brock is weak to fighting, actually. So I don't know. I mean, fighting. You got free to play sync pairs to deal with that, right? With the super hard version. Obviously, you got Lucario. That's a big one. Well, I guess that's the main one. Like, even for non-free-to-play sync pairs. I mean, Machamp and Marshall. I mean, they're decent as well. But if you got Lucario, you really don't need to use the other folks. And then, so for that, you could go with Machamp. For Hau, you could. It's weak to ground types. So this, and by the way, this comes out early January, like around I think the 8th or 9th, or around that time. Usually when the game updates, right? So they'll come out early January, and by then we'll have Cynthia. So Hau is weak to ground, so Cynthia hopefully would do good in there because our only other options are what Mudstale and Clay, right? So Palatoad, right? So come on, let's not do that. And Flint, let's see who Flint is weak to. If I remember correctly, it's water, right? Flint is weak to water, but I also remember he has buddies who are weak to rock. So water, obviously, for alligators, a really decent choice. There, Crasher Wake again. As I keep on, attempt to prop up Crasher Wake. my Crasher Wake propaganda. Crasher Wake is also a decent option. Rock type, obviously you have Lycanroc, but I think those are just the sides though. I could be wrong. But yeah, those again, not the most important ones. As long as you got someone water, you should be good, and some good single target tracker. Next one's Claire. Claire obviously weak to dragon, but the sides are also weak to grass. Grass, obviously you got Brendan and Trico, take care of that. As for dragon, Lance is an option, right? If you guys hadn't seen my video earlier today with EX very hard to Claire, where Lance just obliterates that event, right? So even though again Lance is really really bad in co-op, Lance obliterates anything with Claire, unfortunately. Even after the story event, he's still abusing his cousin in a very unfortunate way with Dragonite. Like, dude just like sucks at every other co-op event, but like just any co-op with Claire, he just absolutely obliterates. So I wouldn't worry about too much about this stage too much if you have Dragonite. But if you don't have Dragonite, I guess Iris and Haxorus / Claire herself and Kingdra would do as well. So there's that. Viola was the one that I farmed the most because Viola is weak to rock type, right? Rock and flying. Flying is the sides, mainly rock. So, at that time, obviously, Lycanroc was very effective. Lycanroc's, nerfed a bit, but Lycanroc would still be very much effective, right? So you'd have that. Blue, obviously, would be a decent flying type to take out the sides. If not, like Toucannon, you could use that as well. There are some options. I guess maybe Delibird if you want to run a support as well. I mean, Drill Peck does decent amounts of damage if you get your stats up there. Moving on. Who's next? Nanu. Nanu's next. Nanu, I believe, is weak to Bug. So Bug and this is an easy dub. Bug. Then obviously you want to go with Nolan, right? Nolan would obliterate this one. Although again, I'm not a huge fan of using and I like Nolan. I like using Nolan a lot, right? I'm a huge I'm pro Nolan, but Pinsir does have an issue when you're autoing. The AI uses like really dumb stuff, right? So yeah, I wouldn't auto it. So maybe this stage is not that great of a stage to go on with, right? Also, sides are weak to electric, which Hau should take care of that for the most part. If you don't have Alyssa, right? Moving on, Koga's the next one. Koga is weak to, I think, electric or something, right? Yeah, electric, because, well, the Crobat counts as flying, I guess. Well, it's not. It doesn't count as flying. Like, Crobat counts as poison, but the weakness is its flying weakness, which is electric, right? So, electric, this one, I don't know. People probably don't want to farm this one because, again, electric type sync pairs, they're not that great in general. And it would be harder to find other folks who are willing to farm it with Alyssa, right? Obviously, you also have Alolan Raichu for that as well, but then again, Alolan Raichu, AoE, not that great in co-op. Side's also weak to water and fire, so there's that as well. And then the Acerola one, which is actually Ghostly Trio, as they officially call it. This one's weak to ice and dark, so I guess you're taking the the ground type weakness out of whatever it's called, Palossand, right? So there's that as well, and then dark. You also have to fight Phoebe and Agatha, which got Dusclops and Gengar. Ice type Dugong's really good here. Aside from that, I mean, Avalog's not bad. Dark type, Karen, maybe, I guess. You don't have too many options for that. So I wouldn't suggest doing this one either. And then Chapter 18, Team Unova, I would not suggest doing this one, straight up. It's weak to... It's Sharon, Hilbert, and Hilda. It's weak to fighting, water, and electric. Like, even on very hard... It's not even super hard yet. It's one of the harder ones to beat. So yeah, I wouldn't suggest doing that. I don't think you'll find any other folks willing to do that one as well. Either, aside from your first clear rewards, right? So yeah, yeah. So I guess the good ones to do when it does drop, I guess Brock would be a decent one to do. Because aside from that, Brock is also kind of easy, just because I guess he was earlier in the chapters. Maybe that is a factor. Another easy one would be Viola, I would assume. Viola would be decently easy. Clear if you have Lance, right? What was Flint again? I think Flint was what, ground, right? Or no. Flint was water. So if you got Feraligatr, Flint shouldn't be that big of a deal either. And if you got Garchomp, How should be pretty easy. But overall, I think most people have Olivia because, people reroll for until they get Olivia, right? So overall, Viola's chapter would be a decent one to farm the Elite Four notes. And again, it is 50%, so this is going to help a lot, right? Obviously. So anyways, that's me for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I personally can't wait for this to drop. So, personally, since I now know that this is going to drop in, I guess, a week or so, right? Wait, I probably almost slightly short of 2 weeks. What day is it today? 26 or 27, 29? Yeah, around 2 weeks. So I'm just basically farming up level up manuals right now instead, and I guess just more blends, but just plus items. Even though that also farms these as well, but I'm not extremely focused on farming Elite Four notes, knowing that we're gonna get stages with 50% drop rates on these. So again, I'm not extremely worried about these at the moment. So anyways, again, that's me for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like and enjoy this video, subscribe to my channel for some more Pokemon Masters content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.